brother, great to see you, man.
You too.
It's funny. Has this become a tradition for you in releasing music around this time of the year? Because I was looking back, and it seems like the last couple of years, it's around this time we do this interview about new music.
You know what's funny? I'm usually known from when I was signed to EMI Records in Japan, they would usually call me a summer artist. So it's really strange that I put them out now. But you know what? Music, even these days, takes so much time. Like if you think about there's a song out there, the Yeah remix that I did for Usher, which
Yeah.
is it's called the Habibi mix. It went 2 billion views on TikTok today. And so we're celebrating tonight. Thank you. It's massive around the world. It's got 660,000 posts and creations on TikTok alone, by the way. That's not Apple Music, that's not Instagram. So my point with that is that I released it a year and a half ago. And it's just starting literally in the past month, it went 1 billion views on TikTok. So you never know when music is going to connect to the fans and the people. You just got to put it out whenever you feel like it. There's no real good, perfect timing.
Now, the other thing I was thinking about is, do you remember when Kiss 92.5 used to have their Wham Bam?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I had a booth, if you remember myself. I had
I
a
do remember.
680 News booth,
Hmm.
and I was interviewing the artists that were performing on Wham Bam. You were one of them.
Yeah.
And I remember around that time, uh, we talked about your career and everything, but then we talked a little bit about working out
Right.
because at that time I was powerlifting
Right.
privately,
I remember you were like
and
thicker, bigger, yeah.
yeah, I had the bigger neck. I had the bigger arms, bigger. In fact, I was bigger than the guy that was taking care of you. If I can call him the bodyguard. And we were
Martin.
joking about it because I said, you said my bodyguard's got bigger arms. And then we tested it, and mine are bigger than his. Now we
Nice.
go into the future. I never thought I'd say this. You're bigger than me right now, man. You look
Um,
massive, brother.
Thank you,
Congrats.
man. It's crazy, man. It's amazing how a personal trainer will change your life. I've always believed in a personal trainer, but when you get the right one, health is everything, man. Our bodies, we got to take care of our mind, our soul, and our body, right? The whole everything together. And I feel great, man. We work out like 4 times a week. It just, as we get older, right? It's not like I don't.
Yes.
By the way, newsflash, we don't get younger here, so it's just it is what it is.
how how much weight muscle have you put on, do you think? And if I can ask, even on a personal note, because the largest I ever got to on my arms was between 17 and I think 21 was the
Wow,
biggest I got on my
wow.
arms. How are you doing? How much muscle have you put on, man?
I don't really know, but I do know that I've gained weight for sure. So it's
Yeah.
probably about 10 pounds of muscle, I would say. Yeah, I think so. But I am, listen, man, my trainer is like a psycho. Like he's just crazy. And he doesn't mind me saying that. He kills me every single day. Like if I'm not like on the floor crying and begging for us to stop, it's not a good workout day. So we do work for it.
I was gonna say, man, what's your favorite and what's your least favorite? Because for me personally, when I was younger, my favorite was bench. But the problem now is because I've had so many injuries
Sure.
from the working out,
Shoulders, whatever. Yeah.
shoulders,
Mhm,
everything, I can't do what I used to do.
mhm, mhm.
Bench is my least favorite was any kind of squat. I hated squats. Can't stand. You got to do them because you end up with those little skinny legs if you don't. To this day, I hate squats. What's your favorite? And what's your least favorite?
Pretty much exactly the same. I love anything upper body, especially bench. I did 5 plates on shoulders yesterday, which was insane. And so, listen, this is not like a bragging thing. It's just where since we're
No,
talking
no,
about
this is two guys who know what it's like in the gym.
exactly. But my worst, and my trainer knows that when it's leg day, I
Yeah.
literally stress out the night before. The whole day, I can't even focus on anything but that night when we're gonna do legs. It's the worst because man, what happens with legs? People don't know this. Upper body, at least for me, is fine. Even if we work it hard, even if we tear the muscle and it's hard, but with legs, it hurts 2, 3, 4 days later, even sometimes a week, and I'm still can't get in my car, and and I walk like Frankenstein. Pascal, my manager, when I'm doing a concert, he's like, Karl, I need you to jump on. What are you doing? I'm like, man, my trainer. So I sort of Tell them to ease up on me if I have a concert or something.
I had once where I literally worked out my calves so hard, the next day they scrunched up to the point where I had to have somebody sit on my back and literally knead
Right.
my calves to get back. It was the most painful thing
It's hard.
ever.
But you know what they say? They do say that testosterone and growth hormones are
Yeah.
all. Sorry, give me a second. I don't know if I'm getting a call here. One second. Oh man, come on. Am I still there?
Yeah, no, no, you just flip. Okay, you're good. You're
Okay,
good.
we're
So
good.
as we
Yeah.
were just saying,
Yeah, so basically, they say that like you build testosterone and growth hormones from your legs. Like it's the biggest piece of muscle in your body, and so that's worth it. When we're feeling the pain, I'm like, you know what? It's good for my,
yeah.
as we age, right? It's good for me. So I'm doing it that way. I'm happy.
Bravo
I'm
to you,
okay with
though,
it.
man.
Thank you.
Bravo to you. Also, something else has been going on too. A certain young queen who you released a country song with around this time of the year last year. Were you involved with a music video that she recently released?
Yes, I directed it. We're talking about I'm
Ah,
the Man.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I directed that video. I just thought it would be cool, to I had an idea for one of my videos, and then we wrote "I'm the Man" together, and I was like, "Yo, let's shoot it this way." And it's fun going back to music videos. A lot of people are not doing it these days because of the YouTube factor and obviously social media and TikTok. All you have to do is pick up a phone, and then you could get millions of views while you pay so much money for a full production, and you get 100,000 views on YouTube. So but I wanted to stick to it. I wanted to kind of go back to making, you know what it is? I just want to show a spotlight to good songs. I think sometimes it gets lost in the sauce. There's like 100,000 songs being released every couple of weeks or whatever it is the number. I think it's every day. I think it's 50,000 songs a day, some crazy number like that. So the market is congested in general. So anyway, we could stand out and try something different. I'm all for it.
Well, congratulations to her, and congrats on this too, man.
Thank you.
So you're doing all of these things. How do you have time finally for yourself to release new music?
So you're right. Good point. I've neglected myself a little bit sometimes here and there because I'm wearing several hats. I'm a manager. I'm the owner of a record label. I started a new music and tech project that I'm very excited about. We're doing beta testing in the new year. I'll tell you the second that once we patent everything, we're in the patent process. It's going to be massive. Like to me, I'm excited about changing the paradigm of how streaming music is done and how consuming music is done because I think the music system is broken in general. But anyway, we
Yeah.
can go on about that later. It's another subject, but that's part of I think that's going to be the opus of my career in my life, is helping artists really make a livable wage, especially in this time. That's going to be my legacy at the end of everything that I'm doing. But going back to music, I love music and I love writing music. So finally, I get some time to write some stuff, and I got to work on an album. I got to finish my last album on the label. So it's going to be the last Karl Wolf album, and I'm working on it right now, and we're excited about it. Body Talk, people are loving it. It's kind of a new disco, sort of electro pop, kind of Daft Punk meets Mojo meets Stardust, so really a cool. I think it's bringing something back that I haven't heard in a long time. I love it. It's my favorite song. So I don't I care what people think, but I don't care what people think because I love it and I'm playing it in my car, blasting it. So
What is it about you, though, is throughout your career, you have always, of course, as an artist who knows what's going on the music scene at that moment. But you always, in almost every, I would say every song that you've ever released, you've always paid tribute to back in the day, old school with your music in some fashion. Why is that?
because I just want to hear. I want to hear the style of music that I heard back then, but I want to hear it today, and I want to just do something fresh with it. I literally make music to put it in my car and listen. I swear to God, that's kind of how I make music. I'm like, what do I want to listen to today? You know, I make it. I go in the car and I enjoy. It's like making your own pizza. You know what I mean? You don't have to
Yeah.
go to Domino's or someone else. You just make your own, and that's or make your own shawarma. In my
But
case.
but here's the thing though. You still haven't I'm gonna go back to the song in a second. I don't think I've heard a slow jam from you yet.
Someone hit me up with that recently, and you know what? That I think it's the consciousness. You guys, the world, the people are feeling like we need some emotive, evoking music, like
Yeah.
emotive music. We don't have that as much. Remember the days of Boys to Men, the days of like Casey and JoJo. Like, where is this? Good point. And I'm the guy. I'm that guy. I'll do it, and I'll do it nice. So it's coming. I have to
Okay,
do it.
fingers are crossed.
Yes.
What was it? You already explained like the style, the rhythm of this
Yeah.
new track, but I want to go back really the inspiration
Yeah.
behind it lyrically and things like that. Where did that all start and come from in creating this new song?
Absolutely. From the, as early as I can remember in my life, I would always, I've had such a good intuition, and reading people and sort of thing. I did a study that I was reading up on something actually, a study that said that almost 60% of our communication comes from body language. More
Yeah.
first, it comes from body language first before we go into verbal communication. So it was really interesting. It's like we can tell when people are sort of lying or like, kind of don't like us or whatever from certain, body cues, and we got to trust that. It's part of our instinct. You know what I mean? So I just thought I talk about something serious like that, but at the same time, it's also a playful, sensual kind of connection between you and a partner that you find attractive.
You realize also too that your music, whenever you release songs, is one of the few that people how do okay, this is the way I should say it. When you go out to and mind you, I don't do this as much anymore, if not ever, out to a club, a party, or whatever else. I find usually the songs that get people up on the floor are old school songs.
Oh yeah.
Yours is one of the few new tracks for that time when you release them helps bring people back on the floor. Is that something that you think consciously where you're just like, not only do I want to do a good rhythm track, but I also want to bring a track where people actually come back together and dance with each other?
100%. I think, remember, there's a whole new audience out there and they're younger. The new generation is onto different stuff. However, their parents used to listen to a certain thing. So it still rings true to them. So it still connects. Just like us, when we were growing up, there's certain things from the 80s, 70s, whatever, that our parents would listen to that we were like, oh my God, I connected that too. And I think music is so cyclical anyways. You hear big songs like, look at, was it Kate Bush? I can't remember. There's all kinds of like 80s and 70s songs that are coming back, and the new generation is doing them on TikTok and dancing on it. And I'm like, do you guys realize that's like super, super old? But for them, it's sort of new. So I don't see, I think music is so connectable and you can connect on many levels with it, with human beings. It doesn't have to just be trendy, especially today. People are into all sorts of music. It's not just like hip hop or like, the only thing that they're not into right now, but they don't know that they're into is slow music because they don't have it. I don't think they feel that love thing. I think it's more sexual based these days. It's less, but I don't think it's dead. I think you
No.
can still revive that in a way and they will feel it because it's undeniable for a human connection.
Yeah, because in the middle of that is social media that pulls them away. It's funny you say that because last night I like to watch music videos and stuff, and I was watching a song from Diana Ross, Upside Down, back in the day, redone by Candy Crush.
Oh,
And
wow.
I loved the version what the Candy Crush did.
There you go.
So going back to what you were just saying, it's that's the kind of thing that is what you mean. What is this?
Absolutely.
What's this album gonna sound like when you finally release it?
Man, I don't know, dude. Like I go through, I've got several different styles. I've always had that, right? Look at Africa. It was sort of dance hall 80s, right? And then Ghetto Love, 80s dance hall, same thing. But then I do something like Yalla Habibi, which is my roots, my cultural roots. Butterflies, cultural roots. Yeah, the Usher remix that I have now that's at 2 billion views, which is, by the way, my manager did all the numbers and the record label did all the numbers. We're gonna hit 5.9 billion by Christmas. Like it's nuts, it's insane. So I have that sound where I turn things into Middle Eastern style. I've also got my dance hall roots in Dubai. I remember loving, like, I don't know what it is with dance hall. it's some. I feel like I'm born in the islands or something. I have to be because it's musical, it's rhythmic, it makes sense to me. You know what I mean? And I think those two styles are amazing. But I've also messed around with some EDM and some like some house, some Afro house. So I don't know what it's gonna sound like, but I know what it's definitely gonna sound like, a Carl Wolf record. That's it. That's all I know.
While we're waiting for the album, the Christmas season is coming up. And once again, man, you're part of a big holiday show with one of the most beloved people in this city who helped bring the Grey Cup to Toronto many times, whether on the field or in the office. What's the big show coming up, man?
Oh yeah, Pinball Clemens, man. The Christmas with the Clemens. I'll be performing there December 9th. Very excited about that one. And I'm doing like several numbers, one with a band, one on the piano. So a couple of surprises. Really cool. We're going to rehearsal very soon. I'm very excited about it. It's always nice
I
to end the
was
year with that.
I didn't go last year. I went the year before. You performed at that one. You did a great job, man. And in
Thank you.
fact, if I remember correctly, somebody put a Christmas tree in a certain spot that you had to kind of work around because
I
of the
remember that.
piano or something like that.
I
But I
remember.
remember I was telling my partner, I was telling her, look how he's handling this.
Yeah.
And you did a flawless performance, whereas
Thank
most
you.
people would have been, could somebody move this tree or something like that? It was great,
I
man.
do remember that. I do remember it was blocking some people. I was on a grand piano, and the grand piano, because it's an accompaniment instrument, and other people weren't playing the piano, so they would be front men or front
Yeah.
women, whatever. I was at that number. I was playing it on the piano, and I remember seeing the tree. Oh, whatever, man. I just wanted to do a good job, and I hope I did. So,
You did. You did. Look, as the year is wrapping up, man, you kind of mentioned with the new album and some of the other things. Personally, though, what else do you want to see happening for yourself in 2026?
man, it's wild. Listen, a new study came out where 90% of, or 84 to 90% of big Billboard top 200 are all TikTok hits. So now the Usher remix that I did, Yeah Habibi mix, is going crazy worldwide. Um, we want to shoot a video for that in LA. And we tried to reach out to Usher. So we're trying to get even a cosign, even just a nod, even like, because that would be so dope for him to mix, American music with Middle Eastern music. Like it would be so dope. Like every time he goes to Dubai, he can perform that version because people are loving it all over the world. Germany, Australia, Russia, America, like the United States is our biggest market for that song. So there's something going on culturally that I'm very excited about. People are opening their minds to accepting people like me, you know what I mean? Which I've always fought and had a sort of feeling that I need to bridge the gap between East and West. So it's something that's very, very dear to me. That's my biggest thing. Bank. Oh, I can't talk to you about the new project, but yeah, I was about to say the name. Yeah,
That's okay, man. That's
we'll
okay.
talk
All
about it
right.
next year.
Next year, are you looking at signing more artists?
Yes, yes, but it's a little tough. It's better to focus on a few than to.
True.
Yeah, I had that before. Remember, we had Lil Jakes. I don't know if you remember back in the day.
I do.
Remember, I had Cassie, Lil Jakes. I had 4 or 5 artists. Craig Smart. And it was hard, man. It's hard to. You got to focus on one. So we're trying to get Danny to the next level, and then we can go from there. I think it's smarter to just focus on the people you have.
Before we go, can we remind people a little bit of trivia from way back in the day? And I will ask you this trivia question and I'll get you to answer it. Do you remember when a certain Carl Wolf was actually part of a duo with another artist?
Mm.
And that duo, actually, you were like what? I think either the second or third person to be part of this duo, third person, because they even had a female at one point in this. What's
Yeah.
the answer to that trivia question, man?
She's some kind of wonderful to me. Sky. Yeah, man, that was interesting. Listen, it was a great time in my life. I was a big fan of Sky, the original.
Same here, man.
Yeah, and James Reynolds, the he passed away. Yeah. So
Yes.
that was hard for all of us. I spoke to Antoine about that. I've always been in touch with Antoine, who is the second member of Sky.
He's a chef now, right?
He's a chef. He's a rebel chef, doing very well, like a TV
Yeah.
chef in Quebec. I mean, he's always done anything he wanted, and he excels in it. Um, but yeah, man, we had a great run. I mean, he taught me a lot. in the industry. He taught me a lot. So yeah,
Yeah, an incredible time. And yeah, um, I absolutely love Sky. I still remember the first time I met them. I actually told them love songs and Some Kind of Wonderful. I said immediately they're going to be massive hits. And I
massive.
remember when I interviewed them later on at the there wasn't much music video awards because that's when he already left the group. But it was
Right.
before that, and they both came back to me and said, "You're absolutely right, man." They became like international songs. So
Yeah,
miss the both of you. Talk to him again. Please tell him I said hello.
I will. I will. Thank you,
But yeah, one of my all-time favorites, just like yourself.
man. Thank
As we
you.
wrap it up, any words of wisdom to folks who, they're going to start their New Year's resolutions and they're going to say this and that. They'll
Yeah.
probably want to get into the gym themselves too. A lot of things people do. What words of wisdom can you say to them that hopefully, whatever they decide that they want to accomplish, they will be able to, not get discouraged not to.
You know what's funny? My trainer and I were talking about that. We're like, look how empty the gym is right now. But
Yeah.
he's like, come January, you're gonna see
Yeah.
it's full. Listen, I never knock anybody for trying and trying to get better every year. Um, but it's got, I don't know. In my opinion, you gotta like, it's so important to work out. Your body's pretty much everything. It runs your mind, it runs your blood flow. So if you're gonna, any words of wisdom from me, it would be health first, body, because it keeps you, man. I don't get sick. I don't want to, knock on wood, but like, if my blood's always flowing, my heart's always pumping, you don't get sick as much. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you're healthy, if you could build muscle, that means you're slowing the aging process, because as you age, it's harder to build actual muscle, a mass, right?
Yes.
Muscle mass. So that's sort of the indication and the barometer. Do that, it's the best. In terms of like career and stuff, we're in a tough economy right now. A lot of people are suffering, but you have to, I think entrepreneurs have an opportunity, especially through social media. There's a big marketing machine there that's free. Be creative, be smart, be intelligent, try to connect and connect to your followers, to your fans, to your customers, to your clients. Connect. Everything's connection, especially now with AI. That's going to be missing. And so that's AI's kryptonite. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's our positive, is that we can connect with other humans. That's the best advice I can give.
I want to add into the workout thing. For me, two other things. One, don't starve yourself. Be realistic about it. And two, and this is my feeling. I mean, you balance it very well. It's when you start filming yourself in the gym from day one and doing it too much, that should not be the focus, because I never saw anything that you did until you were reaching your goals. That's when, and it was just sporadic.
I
There's
take
some
pictures. I'm
people,
not doing I'm not doing workout videos. I'm not doing, and
yeah,
listen, again, we don't knock anybody that's doing that, but
no,
the process is you put your phone away, you work out, think about your body, and then show later if you're proud, be proud. But what are you doing this for? Like you got to know what you're doing it for. But I'm guilty
exactly.
sometimes of taking, like, I see myself, I'm like, yo, my gains are crazy. I gotta
But
show,
you should
like,
be proud of that, though,
yeah,
man. Be absolutely proud of
yeah.
that, brother. I love you.
Thank you.
Congratulations
My
on
pleasure.
everything you're doing. Cross fingers that I will see you at the Clemens.